Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another anime question of the day, and today's question is going to be who you think is the most iconic villain in all of anime. Now, I will admit this is kind of a loaded question because there are a plethora of really good villains out there, and all different types of villains, well, from the way they approach their philosophies to the way they treat people. Hell, just to the presentation alone, it is so hard to choose. But for a villain to be truly iconic, they must stand out in the most evilest and sickest way possible. And honestly, one of the only people I feel like that can truly stand up to that moniker of level is Kira, or like Yagami from Death Note. Now, for those of you who might argue with me in the comments here, he is the protagonist of his show, but villains can still be protagonists. Protagonist doesn't necessarily mean hero, but heroes are usually associated with protagonists, but not with Kira, obviously, and not with the whole series of how Death Note works. But besides all the pedantic stuff when it comes to labels and whatnot, Kira is by far one of the best villains in all of anime. Obviously, you still have people that match his energy on a similar level when it comes to people like Lelouch and Eren, and even just straight up evil badasses like Frieza and Aizen. But Kira is the type that really just shows what it truly means to think in a sick and twisted manner. I think a lot of that does help with all the mind games that he's able to play within the series, and how he's able to go back and forth with his adversary L. But I think he is the type of villain to really embody the anything at all costs type of mentality in order to get to his goals, which is why I think he stands out from the rest of them. Yeah, sure, there are other people who have quite literally given up planets and whole dimensions to meet their goals, but in order to play the mind games on the level that Kira has, I just gotta give him my place for just how thought out everything is, to the point where it is a ridiculous amount of hibbity hopping back and forth with everything that he does. But I would go as far as to say that Kira is in fact the face of villains when it comes to anime. Now you already know what to do. Go ahead and put your comments down below and tell me who you think is the most iconic villain in all of anime.